Ty Pinkney, let's talk about what it means to be action oriented. This applies to everybody, I don't care who you are. It's specifically that. You taking action, the ability to do. Give an example, you're driving down the street, you're unemployed, you're looking for a job. You happen to pass by this sign that says, now hiring. Rather than veer off to the side and go take a look at it, you keep going. But keep in mind, you're starving, you're not able to buy yourself toiletries, underwear, pay your bills, car insurance, whatever. Okay? An action-oriented person is going to take action over there. Now listen, when I say that, I am not necessarily saying that that is where you go and that is where you stay. But in a situation where you don't have anything, you've got to take some action to change that situation. That's going to look different for everyone, because for an entrepreneur, it's a different approach than it is for someone who's going over, who doesn't own a business. Maybe they're not an entrepreneur. At the same time, though, on both sides, both individuals have to take action. You have to do. You got to be like the Nike slogan and just do it. Bottom line, a person who doesn't take action is going to be stuck in a rut. They're going to be stuck in that situation. Listen, a lot of people, they build obstacles and they fortify those obstacles and make it difficult for them to actually get past those obstacles. They become stuck behind this wall that they built for themselves. And mentally, that wall continues to grow and grow and grow because they come up with reasons for why they can't move forward, or they fear what's on the other side of them taking action. And a lot of times, what they fear on the other side is actually what's going to take them into the direction that they want to go to. All you can do if you go forward, whether you win or lose, is grow. And in everything that you do, you want to grow. You want to benefit from the growth. So if you fail when you go forward, you grow. If you win, if you're successful, if you grow, whatever the case may be, you grow. The thing you got to do, though, is you got to take that step. So taking action. How do you begin to take action in situations where, especially if you're a person who you're not used to taking action, you're not used to being the go-getter? Well, you've got to take some small steps. I'm not saying jump out on the limb and go for something, but you got to take that leap of faith. You got to take the leap of faith. You got to be a person who continually take action. Start to look around, right? Start to assess the people who are around you that complain about their situation and they're not moving in a different direction. You see them doing the same thing this year that they were doing last year. They're complaining about the same thing this month that they were complaining about last month. Are they doing things to change their situation? And are you mirroring that same person's actions? Are you doing the same thing? Are you in the same place this year as you were last year? I'm going to tell you something that's crazy about a job, and these are for those individuals who either you want to promote, you want your own business, whatever. You can work for a business or a company, and you can give that company 100% effort and do some amazing things from a performance standpoint for that company. But here's the deal. You'll never get paid what you're worth. You'll never be paid for all of those achievements the way you should be. It's not until you jump out on your own. You can knock them dead. You can take them as high as you want to, but that company is only going to pay you where that ceiling allows you to be. You can only hit the ceiling and you can stay there. Granted, you can raise that ceiling by being promoted, but here's the deal. You're going to always have limitations set on you by that company and the way the organization or the way the pay structure is set up. Positions only have so much equity in them. So you're not going to go where you think you should be going all the time unless you have limits in your own mindset up in terms of where you should be. So you've set the ceiling for yourself. If you've set the ceiling for yourself, then okay, then you're happy with what you get. But if you're an ambitious person and you're someone who wants to go to the next level, that starts by you making the decision to take action to improve your situation or to create the opportunity that's out there for you to grow without a ceiling placed on the top so you can soar into the clouds and then go beyond. But you have to take the action to do that. You can't be the person who sits back and waits for things to happen and then gets frustrated when they don't happen. You can't be that person. If you want to be that person, that's fine. If you've been that person, you'll know. All you got to do is look at your past. If you're still doing the same things, you are that person. If your situation hasn't improved, but you've constantly been trying to, or not trying to, because trying to means that you are actually taking some action, but you've been focused on things not improving, things not getting better. You're not making enough money. The money's not coming in. You didn't get the promotion. You didn't get a raise. If you're constantly focused on those things and you're constantly looking back at those things, you're probably that person. Don't be a procrastinator. Be a person who is about action. Be a person who wants to go out there, who wants to make it happen, who wants to get it. The only person that can do that is you, for you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Bottom line, nobody else is going to do it for you. It's about taking action. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm with this kid, and we come up on this puddle, and this kid is, they can't swim. The kid can't swim. Now, the crazy thing about it is, it's not a far distance. The puddle is like, and we can't tell it's a puddle because when you stick your foot in there, your foot goes past your ankle. So the kid was kind of scared. But for me, I'm thinking, all right, well, it was only like 4 feet. So I'm thinking, whatever, I could just jump across. I am trying to convince this kid to jump across. The kid refused to jump across. But I'm like, the only way for us to get there is we got to jump across this. I can't swim is what the kid kept saying. I understand you can't swim. If you fall in the water and it's deep, then I'll jump in and get you. The kid was scared. The kid wouldn't move. The kid was stuck. The kid made this obstacle become so big it was life or death. How many people out there that you know do the same thing? This is not something that's life or death, but there are people who make it life or death. Check it out. I told the kid, okay, listen, even if you fall because of your height, even if you fall, just put your hands in the air. Your hands are going to land on the other side, and then you can just pull yourself in. You don't have to worry about that, though, because I'm not going to let that happen. The kid was still afraid to do that. So, being the nice guy that I am, I just pushed the kid. And guess what? When the kid went in and fell into the water, it was shallow. The kid could stand up in it. That whole entire time, we spent 30 minutes. I spent 30 minutes trying to convince this kid that this kid would be okay. Now, when I say this kid was a young adult. We're talking 19 years old. So it's like, come on, really? You can do this. But the kid was afraid to do it. But there are a lot of people who, they make these obstacles huge, okay? Because I know tons. I can go through adults. I can tell you tons of people who have done the same thing. And I'm sure you could come up with tons of people who have done the same thing, or when they've been in the same situation where they've turned this into something life or death or something bigger than it actually is. Listen, you won't know unless you take action. The saying goes, you won't know unless you try. You won't know unless you take action. You won't be successful unless you take action. You've got to be about action. You've got to be about making things happen. How do they say? Don't talk about it, be about it. You got to be about it. You got to get out there. A lot of this is mindset. You have to have the mindset of taking action, of getting ahead, of moving forward, of doing for yourself, investing in yourself, working on number one, developing yourself. At the end of the day, no matter what I say, I'm always going to say, bet on number one. Bet on number one. I've worked for Fortune 500. I've worked for Fortune 50, Fortune 25, Fortune 10, Fortune 5 companies. I've worked for companies that have been way at the top of their game, who some of them are kind of rocky right now, but I've worked for companies where we're at the top of their game, and I've climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed and worked to climb. And I will tell you something. In all of those situations, no matter how big those people talked, no matter how much they were, the so-and-so or the I'm the this or I'm the that, it doesn't matter. They all had a ceiling on it above them where they could only go so high. And the moment you come in talking about taking action, the moment you start to talk positive about your future, the moment you start talking about investing in you, focusing on number one, and then not only that, bringing your team along with you, you're always going to have some haters. But that's okay, though, because if you don't have haters, then you ain't doing your job. I'm tired. Take action. It's about you. Let's go.